Everything I'm going to talk about today is going to tie in directly with an upcoming video about an issue in the delivery gig economy that once it hits, very possibly could be a complete game changer. Stick around. Hey everybody, how you doing? Dash and Dave here again. So, what I want to talk about, peak pay. How do they determine when peak pay is applied? You know, what's the dollar amount, how long, yada, yada, yada. Conjecture on my part. I think it's all automatic in the algorithm, that there's not a set of eyes on it. And the reason I say that is I think there's like 80 markets, 70 or 80 markets in the state of Iowa by itself. After I recorded this footage, I went into the Doordash Dasher app to find out exactly how many markets there are in Iowa. In the schedule menu, if you tap on the equalizer bar menu settings here, it'll bring up a page where you can select or deselect zones within your immediate area. I've never found that to work. If I uncheck them, they check themselves back. But anyway, I went in here and to my surprise, I find out that there's 119 markets in the state of Iowa now. I start scrolling through the pages, this is what I see. "47 new Doordash markets scheduled to come online July 11th, 2022. That's great, you say. Tony and everybody is expanding the Doordash market, getting more market share, which means a more healthy business, yada, 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 right? Right. Let's take a look at the size of some of these new markets. Bellman, Iowa, 2,400 residents. Corydon, Iowa, 1,650 residents. Leon, Iowa, 1,880 residents. Postville, Iowa, 2,500 residents. Wellman, Iowa, 1,428 residents. Webster City, Iowa, 7,699 residents. Most of these towns are speck of fly shit on a map with very, very little population. Most of these towns are very small grain elevator towns. A railroad line runs through it. The town consists of a grain elevator, 2 or 3 bars, 18 churches, and that's about it. Might have a Casey's General Store convenience store that does offer up pizza, and I'm assuming that they do not have delivery in these very, very tiny markets, so that will be the major player restaurant in these Doordash markets. Some of these towns may have a mom and pop greasy spoon bar and grill type restaurant that may join up with Doordash, but yeah, most of these towns you slow down to 45 miles an hour, barely blink, and you're through them when you're on the county highway. Now, the new market scheduled to launch on July 11th that caught my eye is Webster City, Iowa, about 50 driving miles north of Ames, about a half hour, 20-25 miles west of Fort Dodge, Iowa. Population around 7,800 according to the 2020 census. It is the county seat of Hamilton County. Going to Google Maps and taking a look at the restaurants in the area, they've got a Pizza Hut and they've got a McDonald's. Gridiron Grill Sports Bar. We've got a Dairy Queen store. There is a Casey's we see up there. There's a couple of mom and pop stores, a couple of Mexican restaurants, coffee house. There's the Casey's. They got a Subway, another Mexican restaurant. They have some Asian food, Chinese food. Lunchbox Marketplace. And Leon Pizza. I'm considering going up there for the first week of their grand opening of being in the Doordash community. You know, not the whole week. I'm going to have to keep an eye on the schedule. You know, I can do that about 6 days out. I don't know if Monday, the very first day on the July 11th, would be a good day. You know, is everybody going to be happy and buying? Or maybe I should wait till the end of the week, or maybe even the weekend. So I'm going to have to figure that one out. But then run up there just for shits and giggles and see what the new market has to offer. You know, it's a 100-mile round trip from Webster City to Nevada, so I mean, it's not something that I can do that I'll be able to make money, but it just might be a fun video to make and a fun experience with a brand new Doordash market. Alright, let's take a look at the Belmond market. You can see that the Belmond market starts in Belmond, comes south, and then heads west through Clarion, Goldfield, and then a little south to Eagle Grove. That's quite an odd-shaped market. Belmond, Iowa has a population of around 2,400 people. Clarion has a population just over 2,700. Goldfield has a massive population of 631. And Eagle Grove is really clocking in there at about 3,400 residents. Total town population in this market with these 4 towns is just over 9,000 residents. Let's take a look at the distances here in the Belmond market. If somebody were to order up food delivery in Belmond, and for some reason or other they wanted to have it delivered to Eagle Grove, the one-way distance is 30 miles. That's the same distance of driving from Ames to Des Moines. 30 miles. Remember Goldfield with the massive 600 citizen population just north of Eagle Grove? That's a 5-mile distance. So if somebody were to order in Goldfield from Eagle Grove, that's a 10-mile round trip for that person starting in Eagle Grove and then getting back into Eagle Grove. I have not gone through the map to see how many of these micro markets actually encompass many surrounding towns, but I'm going to guess this one here might be a little indicative of that. This market here, the size, the shape, the towns, the population involved, I just don't see this as sustainable. These are massive distances to drive a $7 McDonald's order, or a Subway order, or even a $15 order from one of the Mexican restaurants. I don't see this as sustainable. About the only way this would work is if you had a dasher or two that lived in each one of these towns, that whatever their lifestyle is, they're at home or at work and they can get away from work. I don't know. And an order pops up, so they drop everything, go get the order, deliver it, and then go back to whatever they were doing in the first place. For somebody just to be sitting around in their car waiting for orders to pop up, and then you get an order that's going 5-10 miles out into the country, and then to get back to your starting point, you know, I mean, if you were not to pick up, I mean, what are the odds that you drive from Belmond to Clarion and then pick up an order from Clarion to Belmond? This is not sustainable. And let's not kid ourselves. We've seen this in all of our various markets. I know that I have. There will be somebody in Eagle Grove that just has to have Mexican from their favorite restaurant up in Belmond. They're going to spend $25, $30 on the food. There's going to be a Doordash fee. You know, the base pay will be $2.50. They're going to slap on an $8 or $10 tip. And the total take for the Doordash driver is going to be $12 to $13 to drive 30 miles. Who is going to take that order? Everything I'm going to talk about today is going to tie in directly with an upcoming video about an issue in the delivery gig economy that once it hits, very possibly could be a complete game changer. Stick around. Alright guys and gals, that's all I've got for you today. Hopefully you can take something from this video and put it to use for yourself. Thanks for coming along for the ride, and hope to see you next time.